Hello, family members, and welcome to another episode of Role Model Makers Experts Cafe. I'm your host, Dr. L, the Parent Whisperer, and today with me, I have an amazing lady. Her name is Miss Roberta Gold. I did say that correctly, right, Roberta?
You did.
I just wanted to make sure. Now, Roberta is part of our community. She shows up in amazing ways. I love her energy and what she does, and I thought that it is important for you guys to have this on your radar when it comes to your family. So without further ado, welcome, Roberta. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. Can you tell our audience members a little bit more about what you do and why you do what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Well, thank you so much. So wonderful to have this opportunity to talk with you. I love what I do. So I created a program called Laughter for the Health of It way back in 1983. I found that utilizing humor and laughter makes the world so much better, and it makes me so much better. And I have two children. They're grown now. But I don't think I could have gotten through it without laughing an awful lot and brushing some things off. So I actually found out the power of humor and laughter because I'm a recreation therapist by profession, and I was working in a psychiatric hospital, and we had this craft shop that we shared with the occupational therapist. And one of the most popular things in the craft shop was a stuffed animal. And they would work on the head and put the head down and then start sewing on the body. So I would pick up the body. I would pick up the head and I would make it talk. And I would be totally silly. Hi, how are you? And they would look at me like, really? I'm in here and you're not? And we would laugh together. And later that day or that week, they would stop me in the hallway and they'd say, Roberta, can we talk? I don't feel comfortable talking to my doctor. Can I talk with you? And I kind of realized that when we laughed together, we made that connection. I wasn't the therapist and they weren't the patient. We laughed together. Everybody laughs the same. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us connected and bonded. So I researched, I found out more. I went and saw some incredible people, and I created my program, Laughter for the Health of It, and started a program there and took it on the road. What I realized, though, is that as parents, we're very stressed. And I think, my kids now, my youngest just turned 30, so they're not kids anymore, but it doesn't mean they don't come home and need things from you. But I know that how stressed everybody is right now. And I know all the lessons that I learned and how I did things with my kids. And so I've started a whole bunch of different programs that I go into schools. I have a book for parents. I have a free program on Thursdays called Parent Power Happy Hour. That's tonight, because today's Thursday, we're doing this. And I just believe that if you can learn how to relax a little bit, let some of the things go away and find the humor in what's happening, then you will be so much calmer and be able to deal with all the things we have to deal with as parents.
Absolutely. It makes a huge difference. And now we have a lot of neuroscience to back it up too, with all the chemistry that goes on. So truly important. I used to have a mentor that used to say that, there's very few people that they don't laugh. And you always find them in mental institutions, basically. And so I truly believe that it's important. He also used to say that if you're trying to figure out what to laugh about, try to laugh at nothing, because there's always plenty of that to go around. But I totally agree that laughter is something that not only changes your mood, but also has the ability to connect you to another human being. And that's really important when in this day and age, we're feeling isolated. And
Yes.
sometimes also feel that you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That laughter is just enough to know that there's somebody else there with you as well. So truly, thank you.
Absolutely.
So given what we've discussed so far, what are the typical challenges that you see when people are coming to you looking for solutions and answers?
I'm what I'm hearing over and over again is the people that are ruminating. They're doing so many what ifs. What if this can happen? What if that happens? What if this? What if that? And they're not being in the moment and enjoying what pleasure there is right there in front of them.
Mhm.
And I try to help you with that. I try to, bring some perspective back into your day, into your moments. I have all different types of things that I utilize, and not everything we deal with can be laughed about, but utilizing humor to get through the challenges that were thrown at us is how you utilize humor and laughter. So whether it's a difficult person, hopefully it's not one you're living with. Sometimes it is. If it's somebody you have to deal with on a regular basis and it's hard to deal with, you can't change another person. The best psychiatrist in the world, sorry, can't change another person. They have to want to change. All we have the ability to do is change our reaction to that person.
Right.
And you doing something that calms us down, de-stresses us, gives us a better chance to get a better perspective on it. It calms us so we can talk to that person or the situation, deal with the situation in a better way.
Okay, awesome. So that being said, children are inherently happy, and they laugh, and their laughs fill our hearts when we hear it, right? However, it is important for us as parents to role model laughter as well, because grown-ups don't need to always be serious and grumpy neither. So so let's talk about that a little bit. And what are some of the tips and tricks that you have that might help our audience members after watching this to take action and change that for their families?
Using humor to get through that situation is so easy. So let me just I'll give you a really easy example. My children, when they were young, never had longer than 10 to 20-second tantrums.
Mhm.
Now, you think about tantrums, you think about, kids just going out of control. And mine did. As soon as we had to go somewhere, there they were, deciding that was the moment, the time that we're at our worst and need to gather all our strength is when they fall apart and add to it. So instead of getting angry and upset at what they're doing, my simple trick, is as soon as they go into their tantrum to go, yeah. If they don't stop right then and there and look at you like you're crazy, I mean, okay, my kids did that to me. But then you say, no, don't smile. No, right now you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be. No, go back. They usually stop right away. It's a really quick tool that you can use. But if you can't in the moment do something like that, or if you're going into a situation that is going to be stressful, do something beforehand to prepare yourself for it and calm yourself down. And like you said before, you mentioned that sometimes we need to laugh at nothing. It's when we don't feel like laughing, that's when we need to use laughter. And if there are a lot of things that you can do to calm yourself down. You can take deep breaths. You can picture yourself in your favorite place. Mine happens to be at the beach, or maybe with some pandas frolicking. But if that doesn't work, an easy thing that you can do as well is just do some easy ahas. Have you ever done ahas?
Tell me about it.
So basically you say, ah, really loudly. You go, ah, and then you go, ha, and then you say, aha, aha, and you just start laughing and give yourself a fake laughter, because your body doesn't know after a while whether you're faking it or it's real. And it becomes real once you start faking it.
In fact, there are parts of your brain that is programmed that if your body is doing something, it must be associated with that part of your brain. And laughter, like you just said, is those muscles are very tuned in to that part of your brain that's supposed to be experiencing joy. So
Absolutely. But, do something fun and invite your family to do it. Give choices. You don't care which the choices are. It's okay whether they pick the blue shirt or the red shirt,
right,
but it's their choices. And you
right,
stop some of the push me, pull me things,
absolutely. Very cool. Awesome. So Roberta, where can people come and find out more about this? Now, one of the things I do want to mention before we go into that is that, like you said, it's easy to laugh. It's also easy when you are surrounded with people to laugh. But sometimes you're not in the mood to laugh. And also sometimes you don't have anybody to laugh with. Do you have any suggestions for that? Or is that something that is reserved for only when you're in front of other people, or at least in front of a mirror or something? So what would be the recommendation for that?
Well, what I just did, the ahas, those are
Right.
for you to do anytime, all day long, whenever you need it. You don't need anybody else with you. But you can also see, kids don't need things. They don't really need a toy store. We kind of sometimes need things. I keep things by me, even right here. I collect things. I see things all the time that make me smile and laugh, and I keep them around. I keep a goofy, a little goofy in my car, because for me, that's my biggest stressor, because I happen to live in Southern California. And if you've ever driven any of one of our wonderful freeways, they're impossible. So I keep a goofy there to remind me to relax and calm down, because we need reminders for ourselves. This happens to be a laughter pill.
I love it. Yeah, I used to have a Snoopy dog that used to laugh, and the same thing, basically. So yeah, just listening to it made me laugh, basically. It's that guttural laugh, basically. Very cool. All right, so Roberta, how can people find out more about you and what you do and connect with you and bring some joy to their lives?
Well, it's really easy. And I do a free newsletter that I send out every Friday through your email. And you can sign up for my newsletter, find out about any of my groups, and also find out about an incredible organization I'm going to be president of, called the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. I'm going to be inducted in April as president, so I'm excited. But you can go to my website, and it's basically Laugh for You, but it's spelled L like Dr. L, A like Apple, F like Frank, the number 4, and the letter U.com, laughforyou.com.
Oh, got it. I would have never thought of it, and there's no PH there, it's F, so got it.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Roberta. I really appreciate it. Any final words for our audience members before we finish today's session?
Just remember to go with the joy that you see around you, and plan for some fun every day. Don't make that something that you cross off. Do something that you enjoy. When you put your head on your pillow at night, make the last thing you think about something that you enjoyed during the day, something that made you smile or laugh.
Love it. I appreciate it. Beautifully said. Guys, I'm going to make sure that the website is in the description box, so do go check it. One of the things that is really, really important for our children is for us to role model the behavior that we don't have to have all the answers, but it is okay to reach out and ask for help, and that there are people that are genuinely interested in supporting us. The world is not a scary place, but filled with wonderful and amazing people. And we need to model that behavior, reaching out and connecting, so that our kids understand that there are solutions that they might not know about, but are out there, and all they have to do is reach out. So go ahead and check and connect with Roberta. Make sure that you also go ahead and click the notification button in case you haven't already done so, and subscribe to the channel so you get the latest experts, their expertise, and the gifts and the value that they bring to the channel, and be updated on those. And Roberta, thank you again for taking the time to be with us today and share of this wisdom, which seems so foundational, yet eludes so many people. So I appreciate for what you do, bringing joy to many lives. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, very much, for such a pleasure to be here. Grateful.
Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.